Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, all.
Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here, and welcome to the Brocast. Welcome to the Brocast. Welcome to the Sunday Brocast, and welcome back to the Sunday Brocast.
Go away, kid, you're bothering me.
And it is once again that time for the Brocast. The Brocast, and I'm sick. Welcome back to the Brocast. Welcome to the Brocast. Hard landing.
Oh, you bumped off.
We're in a hole.
I think we just f***ed up Josh.
No, we should.
Each other
Oh my
as well.
god, you can't be serious.
Oh, not again. Get out of there, man.
The creator needs souls. Feed the creator.
Creator needs souls.
Feed the creator. And welcome back to the Brocast.
That was like, I want to talk, let me talk. So, that was like, alright.
Welcome to the Brocast, Commander Josh Hawkins here. Hey, Obsidian Ant. Welcome back.
That was a crash at an opportune time there, didn't it?
Welcome to the Brocast.
Just because I found something, but
The search will continue.
I am on Shibuka ship. Oh! And just like the last live stream, it ends with my vehicle being destroyed.
Shoot it. Shoot the bloody hawk.
Murica.
Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here. Welcome to the Brocast. I am joined by our usual motley crew. Commander Shibuka is here with me.
Hello.
Commander Greatest.
Hellonian.
Commander Turgeon Starstone.
Hi, all.
And as you can see from the beautiful graphic I made up over here, we have a special guest, Mr. Obsidian Ant.
Hello, everyone.
Actually, we shouldn't call you Mr. Obsidian Ant, because then I have to change graphic. We'll just call you... Could we call you the Big Ant? I like to refer to you as the Big Ant.
Do you? Okay.
I do. I refer to him as the Big Ant in my last video. The Queen Ant?
He's just the
I
ant.
don't mind, they're all good.
Yeah, Queen Ant works. We have Obsidian Ant on as a guest today because, well, hey, Obsidian Ant, congratulations for hitting 100,000 subscribers.
That's pretty awesome, mate.
Brilliant. Happened the other day on a live stream. Didn't intend it to actually occur during the live stream. Ended up with a lot of subscribers. Yeah, pretty good.
I watched that live stream. I was sitting on the train watching it on my phone, as a matter of fact. I seen something pop up say Obsidian Ant is live. I was like, whoa, Obsidian Ant live? Like, that's rare. We don't see you jump on live these days. Not very often, at least. And you had
Live
your
stream
face cam
I've
on.
done for 2 years or so, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
What prompted the face cam live stream? Were you just okay, I got nothing else to do. I'll just jump on a live stream today.
Thought it was about time I'd give one a try, see how it went down, and they all seemed to go pretty good. So maybe I'll do a few more.
You know, I gotta say, I was very surprised by something. I would think that when you go live on a live stream, you know, obviously your subscribers see that. They get a notice saying Obsidian Ant is live. But the number of subscribers that you got during that live stream was also just like shocking that so many new people decided to subscribe to you because you were live streaming. I think, you know, they saw your handsome face and they were like, oh my god, why have I not subscribed to this man already?
The shining head, you mean?
Actually, you know, I have a picture of you here from that live stream. If you don't mind, I'd like to just put that on for a second. Let's see here.
I'm gonna put in a fun expression.
Here we go. Here it is. Here's you during the live stream, and there's two things I noted from this picture.
I can't see it at the moment. So
yeah, it's gonna take a second to pop up. So there we go. It should be up. So
that shirt.
the shirt, number one, Guardians of the Galaxy, and number two, the Flash mug. Now I'm assuming you're drinking whiskey,
awesome.
of course, right?
the shiny head.
The
Forgot
shiny
to
head.
mention that one.
Yeah. So
No,
it's pretty obvious that
Aquatic says in chat, his face is chiseled obsidian.
chiseled obsidian.
I like this. I like this description.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
The congrats in the chat there. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, there we go. 800 plus viewers during that live stream. You had quite a bit. I remember I seen like 600 or 700 at the time. That was Quite impressive. You were
Along
surprised by
with the
that
number
as
of
well.
subscribers coming along as well. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I think it was
Sinclair says,
close
are you
to 100
drinking?
subscribers during that.
Yes, yeah, it was a fun.
Yeah.
The
I
holy
think
ant is
your
here.
channel is one of those channels who's very suitable for people to actually turn on the notification bell, because whenever there's a new video, like, they want to have the latest news. So probably many of them actually have turned that on and get the notification when you go live as well.
Yes, perhaps that was why.
I think I might keep this picture of you right up here in the corner, if you don't mind. We'll just so
Yep.
people see the
To keep you company on there.
yeah, to keep me company. It's almost like you're here with me. It's almost like your shiny head
Well,
is right
yeah,
beside me.
We'll get a caricature for next time. I didn't know.
Ah, yes.
We'll
we need
we'll
a
get one next
caricature
time.
for Obsidian.
to jump right in, I saw you hanging out with Scott Manley a bit at Frontier Expo, and you both share that very efficient hairstyle, like the way he likes to call it.
Yeah,
It
if we were
is.
there with Sandro, we're like triplets.
Oh yeah, right.
Very,
Oh my
you know,
God.
Very
I'm
low
all
maintenance.
about that efficiency, but I couldn't get myself to shave my hair just yet. I might have to get some more, training in that department.
I've got a weird shaped
Kind of
head.
going bald in the middle, so better to have it all off, I thought.
Here,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
easier.
that's the way.
Here we go. Here we go. Now
It's low maintenance. You
this
see,
is
that's
better.
the thing.
It's almost like you're here with us now. There we go. If only we can animate you drinking and
we need a Scorpius for live lip sync.
right.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, get Scorb in here. Yeah, with Scorb's off at the airport. You can't get you. No,
Oh.
you got a spoon in the tea there. Sinclair says, drink
That-
it with a spoon in
Good
the tea.
observation.
Yeah, no, it's a fruit tea. And the tea
Important observation.
All right.
Fruit? Did you say fruit tea?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
fruit tea.
What type of
Yeah.
fruit do you? I can't remember the name of the one that I like. It's rooibos, I think it is. Is that?
Oh, rooibos. Well, that's a different thing altogether. That's a red bush from Africa. It's not fruit.
It's black currant and
Lovely
apple.
stuff. Love it.
Black
Oh,
currant.
the classic. Yeah, that's a classic.
You know what? Here, hang on. Let me just quickly change this. I have one of you where you don't have a mug in your face. There we go. There we
Get
go.
the flash out of there.
Oh,
This
that's
one,
not
you,
bad.
gosh, you look very serious here, but it's like a sharp stare and those vivid blue eyes. I mean, whew, really got me excited when I saw
Always
this.
approach me, I think.
Josh,
Great.
Josh, where are you going with this?
Josh, you're
I don't know.
remain uncomfortable.
I don't know.
What are you
Gosh.
doing?
So
He's
hey,
off.
you know what?
He's
Let's
off.
let's get
Oh,
a very big everyone. Congratulations and clapping in the
He's
chat
off.
for ObsidianAnt, 100,000 subscribers,
Absolutely.
and
Thank
we
you.
are going to ask you a few,
Or
a few
even.
questions, if you don't mind.
How
Some
about?
YouTube related questions, since this is kind of a big thing for you, hitting 100,000 subscribers. One of the things I mentioned in my last video is that you are going to get a silver subscriber
Yes.
button.
Yes.
Or silver
Awesome.
YouTube
Yeah,
button.
yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I think they take quite a while to turn up, though, from what I understand.
Six
A few
to
months,
10
probably, yeah.
weeks. 6 to 10 weeks.
So probably after Christmas, by the time I get to see that.
Yeah.
I'll probably do an unboxing video if people are interested in that. They might want to see it, I'd imagine.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
Yeah, you have to do an unboxing and wall hanging video of the button. It's a new
think
style,
Obsidian
wall
prepare one
hanging.
beforehand.
You think Obsidian Orbital is gonna get a silver paint job now?
It needs one.
That
It
would be
needs
good.
one.
Yes, we'd love that. Only stage silver paint job.
You
Yeah,
know,
me and DIY don't mix. I'm not very good at even hanging a. Be well prepared, well in advance.
we were chatting earlier about some of the things that we wanted to discuss, and I do have a lot of questions that we'd like to get through, and we're going to do some Q&A from the viewers as well. But before we get into that, one of the things that you had brought up in the chat that we had was the station on fire. Do you think maybe that was Obsidian Orbital that was on fire?
Oh dear. Yeah, hadn't thought of that.
Is that an NDA topic?
Well,
you are in
well,
the,
yeah,
the,
this is the
Ple-
thing,
the
yeah.
Pleiades,
I mean,
right? So
you know, did Frontier say to you, can you record
He
this
would-
line? Oh, everybody evacuate, the station's on fire. Did they do that? We know.
We're talking about the
I
trader
think-
here, yeah? The little trader with
Hold
the
up one second. I think we
pixie,
have to
yeah.
get people aboard here a little bit because
Yes, they might have missed out on
in
that.
chat
Yeah.
does not know that Obsidian actually has that station in game, Obsidian Orbital, where he actually went to FDev a while back and recorded some lines you can actually now hear inside the station when you dock there and just listen to the station announcer.
Now, I
Announcer
am...
rather
Really
than the
adds
traffic
things.
controller.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am in that station right now. So I just brought up the game, which is just gonna sit as a backdrop for the meantime while we talk. And I'm in Obsidian Orbital, but it was kind of interesting because two things that I noticed was as I was docking in the station, I heard radio chatter from the other ships that were around, which actually was really surprising and quite pleasant. I was like, hey, you know what? That's really atmospheric. When did this happen? So Greytest was saying that apparently this is in the most recent update. They added like background radio chatter, which they didn't mention in the patch notes, by the way. And second of all, I didn't hear your voice. And I've been sitting in the station for a good half an hour now, and I have not heard your voice. So...
Well, he's random.
yeah.
As I said, no,
Well, there's a
I
bit
think
of
he does it live from home.
Oh, that's why I'm not there at the moment. I'm here.
Yeah, there you go. You see.
Ah, that would be why.
It only has
Okay.
its voice when he's doctor.
Yeah.
I believe,
so-
I believe there's a bug with at the moment with a lot of the stations and actually being heard. But sometimes you can also hear them quiet. I don't know if you remember during beta, some people were complaining that some of the stations were very, very loud.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that's strange
yes.
noises.
Yes, that is very
The
true.
glockenspiel stations, yeah.
That caused a lot of tinfoil before FDev confirmed that was a bug.
They were
Or
extremely...
claimed it was a bug.
Yeah, they...
It's there. I was there the other day and I heard myself speaking. I tried not to stay around too long. Who's that?
That's got to be an uncanny feeling flying into a station.
It's that voice in my head again. God damn it!
Hang on one sec. Oh, there we go. I had to just fix the YouTube chat. Was a little bit messed up there on the display. There, that should be better. So how was that? How was your recording session when you... what happened? Did they approach you and were like, hey, ObsidianAnt, we'd like to make you the voice of Obsidian Orbital. What do you think?
Oh, I didn't even know I was going to be doing the voices for the station. They just asked us to come up there. We'd do a few lines while we're up there, can have a bit of a look around whilst there. I got to the sound booth and they said, right, we're going to do the lines for the station, if you want. Yeah, I'm not going to say no.
Surprise!
No pressure.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
I was just
Classic,
expecting-
classic frontier.
Yeah.
that's a pleasant surprise. I hope they bought you lunch or something at least. You know, kind of like oh, and by the way, could you just go right in there.
Yeah,
You got
do some lines.
yeah, we got some lines for you.
Just while you're here.
Just read that out and talk into the mic. Right? You set?
Yeah.
All good?
Here's your lunch menu. Would you do us a favor? Just read the menu out for us if you
Menu
don't
out.
mind.
Yeah.
What is this? Welcome to Obsidian Orbital. Oh, that's the special. That's the lunch special.
Yeah.
Just
what's
go ahead.
this at the bottom? My voice is my passport. What is that?
Oh, by the way, Josh, I see a special person there in chat right now.
I see that as well. Hello, hello to my.
Oh, she's there again.
Yes, she likes to log in
Josh,
at work and.
focus. Focus, Josh. We are here.
Did
No,
you see
she-
my face just turned all red? I'm blushing. Hi, darling. I miss you.
Mm.
Mwah.
Jesus.
Kisses.
Wow, super red.
Back to topic.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. You know what? Let's not waste any time. Obsidian Ant is here for a limited time, so we have a lot of questions for you, Obsidian Ant. I hope you don't mind. I'd like to go through these. So, since you just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is quite the considerable milestone, I want to ask you some questions about YouTube. And for the people that are in chat right now, if you have any questions for Obsidian Ant, you can go ahead and put them in the chat. Greytest will be collecting the questions, and we're going to have some time to go through those a little bit later as well. So please feel free to drop your questions in there for Obsidian Ant. And let's ask you this. So what is it that made you start posting videos to YouTube? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, it kind of, well, to be honest, it happened both naturally as well as kind of out of nowhere in a lot of ways. I first got into Elite Beta. I didn't actually get the Alpha access. Beta went live. People who had premium beta got access to the Alpha build, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
At the time was just a bunch of the missions that eventually become the training missions. And there was a thing where people on the forums were going through these training missions and doing the time trials on there and posting it up on YouTube. I think that was probably one of my first videos, just doing one of the time trials on the training missions.
Did you get a lot of views on that, or was it
No,
kind of like a
not
slow
really. I
start?
think it was just the people in the. I think it was just the people in the forum thread. That was really all it was aimed at.
So, at what point did your channel actually, gain some traction? At what point did you see your channel going and think to yourself, huh, you know what, this could be something that would be good. I'm going to keep doing this.
Well, there was a lot of changes in the game back during Premium Beta. It had a lot of updates. I don't know if any of you guys played back then, did you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I played during the, what was it, the beta for, or I don't remember what it was, Mercenary beta or something like that. It was like the one right before release.
Yeah, this one was about April 2014, I think. This came out.
Okay.
So there was quite a lot of changes back then, and
Yeah.
not everyone had access to the game, so it kind of felt natural just to do a few videos to let people see what was going on with all the changes.
Yeah, they were.
They
They were changing things every 5 minutes back then. Because I mean, I was a Kickstarter backer, and I remember from the start of the beta there. Yeah, they were. They were literally. No. Forget what you saw last week. No, we've changed that.
Yeah.
You think, right?
changed
Okay.
again. And
Yeah.
wasn't it, to start with? I mean, Alpha was just a single system, and then when it went into
Yeah.
Premium Beta, was what, 3 systems, I believe.
Yes. We just had the 3 systems to get around. It's
Really, it was only
Osiris.
3?
Yeah, we had a Osiris and Erenin and what else was it to start with? Yeah, it was just a
One
couple.
with the Beagle Station. I can't remember the name of the.
We had Weird was the first one I think we saw that had the proper Orbis station in. Yeah.
That's
Station for a long while.
considerably smaller than the beta that I jumped in. It was sort of like a pill box, or a
Yeah,
pill
we had
shaped.
the bubble, then we had the pill.
Yeah, the pill. That's when I jumped in, and that was impressive in its own. I mean, the pill. I mean, there was hundreds of systems in that little pill. Oh, Commander Scorpius is in chat. Hey, Scorp.
Oh, he's made it. Good man.
Yeah. Well, Obsidian, let me ask you this. Were you influenced by any other YouTube channels? Like, what were you watching at the time that sort of influenced your recording style?
Didn't really watch a huge amount of YouTube channels back then. I think mainly it was just random gaming channels. You know, Total Biscuit, watched a bit of him, Angry Joe, things like that, just to get updates and news on what was going on.
Were you playing any games before you started Elite Dangerous?
There wasn't really any Spacer games back then. What was the last game? I remember playing
really.
GTA 5 around about that time. I think that came out 2013, didn't it?
That's awesome. I'm trying to picture you as a GTA voiceover on YouTube, you know, like playing GTA. And here I am, bashing this prostitute's head in and taking her money.
Yeah, we've got to see that.
Maybe on a live stream too?
Yeah, you should do a GTA 5 live stream. I'll download it. We'll all play together.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh dear. Yeah, I can see that repair show very quickly.
After dark things.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, that's actually something we've talked about for a while. Maybe we can get Obsidian in on one of those. We've been talking about a Brocast After Dark, where it's kind of like a unleashed Brocast and uncensored.
Oh,
and
it would be so terrible.
GTA 5 would be perfect for a Brocast After Dark, actually.
But yeah, it wasn't really on YouTube channels so much that influenced me as TV shows.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's a really good TV show, has really good pacing and a lot of good editing and a lot of good music, and that's just something I wanted to bring to my videos, and at least a game you can do that with.
On topic of that, how impressed were you by Ad's performance on the Frontier Expo?
I was impressed by that suit.
Yeah, he looked super dapper, and I thought it was. Well, we talked to him later at the breakfast the next day about it, and asked him if he could like imagine doing that professionally at some point. But he said he kind of wants to keep it, casual, because it's not his main thing. But should Frontier ever get boring, which I certainly hope it doesn't for him, he said there might be an option. It
I
might
think
be.
he did really good up there.
Absolutely, yeah. I was super impressed how professional and at the same time, casual it was.
The regular old Ryan Seacrest.
Regular old Ryan Seacrest. I'm curious, when you started your YouTube channel, obviously, you had a few people watching. Did you tell anyone? Like, did you tell your family or your friends that you were doing YouTube at the time? And were like, hey, go watch my videos and click like so that people like my videos.
My wife knew about it, and kids are a bit younger back then. The oldest one now is only 11, so I've been doing it about 3 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it must be now.
3 years, so they weren't really young enough to understand that much. So it was really only my wife who knew back then. A couple of friends who knew, but I didn't really tell any family on that lot, like my parents, until I got to about 10,000 subscribers, I think.
And then you told your parents, you said, hey, go check out my YouTube channel, or I'm doing YouTube. What did they think of your YouTube at the time?
Well, I think there's this thing, most generations really, it's not just specifically people of a certain older age. Well, I think they don't really understand what YouTube is or the culture behind it. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah, it's not necessarily age related. It's just like a whole segment of the population that's here, and then a segment over there, and they know nothing about it. Yeah,
I mean, everyone obviously knows what YouTube is, and they know there's videos on there, but it's just you see a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people about it, and just it's a few clips here, a few clips there, a couple of cat videos, or you want to find out about something, how do I repair my car, or what's happened to the microwave, and you go search for a YouTube video.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then I have to ask, how do you explain what Elite Dangerous is to your parents when you said, oh, by the way, I'm, having some success with this YouTube thing, which you've clearly heard of, and then they went and watched one of your videos, and they're like, well, what is this? What is this game that you're playing? How do you explain it to them?
That was quite easy because they'd seen me playing it before. My brother plays it as well, and obviously I've backed it since the Kickstarter, and they knew I played the game back when I was a kid. I think they got the game for me for whether it was for Christmas present or what it was, but that would have been Frontier Elite 2.
Right, you didn't play the original Elite, right?
I didn't play that one. I would have been old enough to, and I had a Spectrum at the time, but it's just one of those things that never happened.
Did you have a poke at it at the Expo, at the museum?
Yeah, because they had them all lined up there, didn't they? The B and the Spectrum and everything.
Yeah,
all the old games.
They had that all set up and working. Pretty much all the Frontier games, I believe, there from a certain time point, from the first ones up to 1,000 ones, I believe, were there, weren't they?
I thought somebody said
familiar with, actually.
Yeah, I thought somebody said like every past game, but I'm not sure that was true. Like there might be some smaller ones that they left out.
I saw pictures.
Like the console ones.
I saw greatest blurry pictures of the Elite Museum. He only took like one picture of the whole thing, and there was like a picture of Planet Coaster in there because that
Not true.
Yes, that's totally true. There was a picture of Planet Coaster in there, you liar.
It was Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Planet Coaster, Roller Coaster. It's the same thing.
It's
It
just
wasn't
marginally
Elite
different
Dangerous.
by about nearly 20 years,
Yeah.
So, but were people actually playing those games? I mean, I know that they had it set up,
Quite
but
a lot of people there doing that.
Yeah, there was like actually a queue forming in front of that museum for people to try the different games.
well, speaking of Frontier Expo, which for anyone who is somehow living under a rock and doesn't know that happened, Obsidian Ant and Greatest were both there. And that was when the big reveal for Season 3. I mean, I'm calling it Season 3. I don't know what you guys want to call it. Beyond is what they officially kind of tagged it as, but it's technically Season 3 because it comes after Season 2.4. So,
Did anyone? It was 2.5 at the moment.
2.5, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know where they're going with it. But...
Well, they said that 2.4 is the last installment in Horizons, so I mean, technically that would push it.
They said they're completely doing away with the season structure, so I imagine it's just going to be Elite Dangerous, whatever the last DLC was.
Yeah, changing the business model as well, aren't they, with the whole purchasing thing? So
I think Zach said to us that he, like, that was his personal opinion, that was nothing official. He kind of would like to call the different seasons that are to come, or the different updates, I guess, to come with that next year, like Beyond Horizons, Beyond, I don't know, whatever, you know, like a tagline each time with Beyond and then something else. We'll see.
ObsidianAnt, you brought up in our brief conversation before the show something about what Zach had posted. Do you want to bring that up and discuss that with us? I think this is a good time.
Yeah, this was a forum post. I don't know when it started. Maybe on the Sunday or maybe on the Monday, but it was very soon after all the announcements for Elite, and people started questioning what does it mean for lifetime pass holders. And
yeah, Scott brought that point up as well.
Pass was something people purchased. It was included as part of the Kickstarter above a certain tier, I believe. I can't remember what price it was, but it was also offered during the access as well, and I think you could buy it for £30 back then. It basically gave you all the updates for the one-off price, and released it a bit later on for around about £130, I think. So there's quite a few people out there with this, and they're all wondering.
I've got one.
Wondering, well, if 2018 content is free, what does it mean for lifetime pass holders? Because obviously there's people out there that have spent £160 or £130, I can't remember what it actually was. That is Horizons, and Horizons is now going on for 3 years if they do all of included in Horizons. But there was this forum thread that went on quite a while, quite a lot of posts. And eventually Zach jumped in there and he said of premium content coming in 2018 as well.
And premium content would be paid content, is basically what he was trying to infer with that, is that people would have to buy it. And interesting, too, is that he said that this would be content that was not discussed or shown off at Frontier Expo. So... yeah.
If you remember, right at the start of the presentation, before when David Braben was on with Johnny Watts?
Yeah.
That they're not revealing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was saying, oh God, there's so much stuff I want to tell you about, and, you know, obviously they made a lot of big announcements at Frontier Expo, and I think that they really wanted to hype it up, which they have good reason to. I mean, a lot of the stuff that they showed is really exciting, especially the exploration stuff, but we don't want to get too much into that because there's a lot of other things that we want to talk about. But what do you think it could be? I mean, besides what they've already discussed, what do you think would be this premium content? I mean,
I was kind of... I like to look through the forums every so often. I don't know about everyone else out there, but there's a few interesting threads from time to time. There was a thread there that didn't get a lot of attention, but it was someone who was posting an alternative look at Horizons. So imagine we're back in 2015, mid-2015, before Horizons was released. Frontier announced Horizons in a different way. And what they showed off were things like mega ships, new station interiors, asteroid ships, synthesis, things like that. And they said all this is coming in 2015 and it's going to be free content. Happened. Everyone who bought Elite, we all got that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was essentially premium content, wasn't it? If you look at it that way, planetary landings.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case,
I kind of doing the same thing again, but announcing it in a different way.
Yeah, I kind of hope they're not going the same route again, and I think they kind of learned from that how they did it with Horizons, because having planets landable for some players and not the others is not significantly, but a little bit splitting the player base, and they learned from other games that is never a good thing to do. So I think for the future they probably went a different route and said everybody is going to have the same place, and some content, probably not something significant that's going to split the player base, could be premium then. And that also ties into something Beowulf Schmidt said in the comments, that of course they are trying to make Horizons now more attractive to players who are still holding back for buying it, to get them all into the same boat now. And I think that's actually a good thing to do, and a good point. Zach actually is talked to us about that as well.
I have a theory as to what some of the premium content could be, and I'm glad that you brought up the fact that Planetary Landings was part of the original paid content with Horizons, because and I see what you're saying about like splitting the players, but this wouldn't necessarily split players if this was part of the paid content, and perhaps we'll see like gas giant atmospheres where people could pay for going and fueling and maybe gathering resources in gas giants, and that wouldn't really necessarily divide anyone because you're not going to land on the surface of a gas giant. It would just be atmosphere, so it's more of a visual thing and maybe like an additional gameplay mechanic for refueling, but that could easily be made into premium content, and they've already got concept art for that as well.
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff is coming, and I think it would be an awesome addition, but I think we're a little ways away from that. I feel like that's going to be more along the lines of when we get like the first round of atmosphere planets we can land on.
And I have to say, I don't think something like that would be premium content, because I see that as a core gameplay mechanic that many people want to see in the game, and making that premium is kind of not the point. I think it would be rather something off the side, like a bonus feature, probably something cosmetic even again, like, I don't know, additional decal spots on your ships, maybe, kind of like along those lines, something.
I feel like it's going to be coming back to on that forum thread with the lifetime pass, where a lot of people were expressing the opinion that expressly says content updates, as in expansions are covered by that. So if Frontier still want to honor that, they're kind of tied into a way to offering premium content that could at least be remotely considered.
I see.
Rather than just
yeah.
Well, then again, to be fair, I have no issue with that, because if there's gonna be a next paid content update, even if it's called a premium content update and it's not necessary for the base game, I'm probably still gonna get it anyhow.
Oh, yeah, I mean, absolutely. And going back to Horizons, if anyone who's in the chat right now watching this hasn't picked up Horizons, unless you're doing it because your computer can't handle, like you don't have the specs for running that type of planetary landings, absolutely spend whatever it is. I don't even think it's expensive right now to get Horizons. It's absolutely worth it.
$30, I think.
It's on sale from time to time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just take a quick moment. We're half an hour in, so we've barely touched on any of the questions that we'd like to ask Obsidian Ant. And I just want to say very quickly, welcome to the Brocast. My name is Commander Josh Hawkins. This is a live show that we do every single Sunday at 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts, Commander Greytest.
Hello, Niam.
Commander Shibuka.
America.
And Commander Turgeon Starstone.
Good evening, everybody.
I was waiting for like a Trogan Starbuck or something there.
I might. I've got my hands on the sticks, so
So yes, as I was saying, the Brocast is a live show. We are joined by Obsidian Ant today. Mr. Obsidian Ant, there you are.
Hello there. Hi.
And Obsidian Ant just hit 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, so very big congratulations. And I will take this opportunity to sub-whore myself a little bit and say, if everybody is watching right now is enjoying the show, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you are notified when we go live next week, because we do this every single week. We've been doing this for what now, a year and how long?
A good year.
A good while over a year. In fact, speaking of a year, I think it's been almost exactly 1 year. Our efficient co-host, Greytest, can tell us exactly how long it's been since Obsidian Ant was
like
last on the show.
1 year and 3 weeks since we've had you on here last. And I wasn't a part of the crew back then. I was still a humble viewer back then.
Earlier, Greytest gave us, he said 1 year, 3 weeks, 7 days, 6 hours, 37 seconds. He's that efficient. So, feel free to sub if you like the show. And we're going to continue on with some YouTube-related questions for Obsidian Ant. Obsidian Ant, now that you've hit 100,000 subscribers, do you feel pressured to keep getting more subscribers or views on your videos when you're releasing a video? Like, is that at the back of your mind? Like, how can I make this better? What can I do to get more views?
Always thinking of ways of making the content better, but not for getting more subscribers or more viewers, just to make the content better, really.
Do you get feedback from people like, oh gosh, you know what, can you please change your voice? It's just not sexy enough. Please change your voice. We'll sub to your channel if you just change your voice. Do you get that at all?
Comments saying that. No, I hate your voice. Yeah, I get a few of them. I do get a few of them. It'd be surprising not to, wouldn't it?
You're not. You wouldn't have 100,000 subs if someone wasn't hating your voice. Let's put it that way.
Everyone's got different opinions, so.
Also tying into that, I think one of the most important reasons why you're so successful is certainly because you're always there. If there's something to be talked about in Elite Dangerous, you will have a video on it in the matter of a few days. And so Commander DK actually asked, where do you get your informations from, since you are the best source of information about Elite Dangerous?
Information comes from all sorts of other places, sometimes from other YouTube channels, sometimes from Discord channels, forums, Reddit. So yeah, if any time I see something, or even the Frontier newsletters, sometimes something new comes out. Thargoid's come out recently, just experiment myself or.
I was gonna say that I honestly thought you got your ideas from watching my YouTube videos, but you tend to beat me to the punch by
I was gonna
30
say
minutes.
Careful there, Josh, because I was gonna call you out that your recent news videos, they do seem kind of like an Obsidian Ant.
Okay, hold on a second, because Obsidian and I were talking the other day, and this was when you were at Frontier Expo, Obsidian Ant, and I was working on a video. I was literally in the process. I'm like, I'm gonna upload this video, and I joked with him because his video came out. What time did you publish that? It was like 2 a.m. your time.
AM, 1:30 or something like that. Late.
So, I'm working on a video going, all right, Obsidian Ant hasn't posted a video yet. I'm going to get my video out there before him. I'm going to be the first one. And then just as I'm rendering the video, Obsidian Ant has released a video. I'm like, God damn it, son of a bitch. I'm like, shouldn't you be at the Frontier open bar thing? Like, I was hoping you'd be getting drunk.
Time I kind of felt bad about that. No, I was drunk, so. Helped, I guess.
Anyhow, you know what?
On a recent video, I got back to the hotel and I don't remember what the time I got back was, about 11 o'clock, I think. And to get to bed when I got in, but as soon as I got in, I didn't really feel like it, and I thought, well, I might as well put a quick video together while I'm.
Might as well beat to
it. You roboted out there, Greytest. What'd you say? Might as well what?
Might as well beat Josh to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what you're thinking,
let's put one together quickly.
Yeah, that Hawkins guy. I'm gonna get him. Jeez. Do you know, I just cannot picture that in my head somehow. Obsidian sitting in the hotel room scheming, going, I'm just gonna get
you know what? We did this a year ago, and I feel like we're partially responsible for helping you get to 100,000 subs. So let me just very quickly throw this out. If you haven't done so already, please go check out Obsidian Ant's YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description after. I haven't done that yet because I don't want him to get too far ahead of me in terms of subscribers. But if you're watching this after... There you go, Obsidian. I just gave you another 3 subscribers. You're welcome.
Thank you. Woo.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember how many subscribers you had a year ago when you were last on the show. Do you have any idea where you were at 1 year ago?
1,000 around about Christmas time, so it'll have been less than that, maybe 30k.
Yeah, I think it was around 30, 40.
Wow. That's fantastic. Talk about an explosion of subs. Well, talking about explosions of subscribers, since you seem to be quite successful with YouTube, what is your advice as far as like do's and don'ts for people who are, there's a lot of Elite Dangerous YouTubers. There's a lot of people who release content on Elite Dangerous. What is your advice? What should they do? What shouldn't they do? What do you think would help give them a bit more success on their channel?
The biggest thing I'd say is for anyone doing YouTube, really, whether it's Elite or anything else, even non-game related, is just consistency. Be regular. Try and upload as often as you can. It doesn't have to be every day, but try and get 3 times a week if you can. And that's something that YouTube really do like.
Yeah.
Don't absolutely. Have a kid. That's the lesson to learn here.
Well, if you've got a kid, do videos on kids.
There you go. Do videos on, and those are pretty popular too. I mean,
that's a life giving you lemons type thing. There you go.
ObsidianAnt, you realize now that if you had done videos on kids instead of Elite Dangerous, you'd be at 1 million subscribers right now, right?
Would be, yeah. You got me thinking. I have to start another YouTube channel up now.
I've thought about that. I was watching earlier. I was watching videos on these like Malaysian guys building traps for catfish in the mud, and these videos were getting like 2 million views. I'm like, 2 million views? It's just some dude with a shovel digging a hole, and then they show some catfish swimming into it. I was like, holy crap, I'm making videos on the wrong subject. I'm gonna turn into a fisherman.
Our videos, and someone just switches a camera on and makes a video, and they get 1 million views.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Kids with cats, says Charles McManamy. There you go. Do you have any cats?
Not anymore.
ObsidianAnt, do you have any cats?
Oh, you see, lost it.
No cats. Got a dog.
You got a dog. Okay, well, get kids with dogs.
That works.
Yeah, not as popular as cats, unfortunately. Damn you, cat.
Let me throw another question from chat in here. Spike asked quite a while back if you, Mr. Ant, has killed a Thargoid before, or if you met one, would you?
Are we gonna open up this subject right now?
I mean,
let's do that.
I've been trying, but no, I haven't been able to kill one yet. But I haven't been in a wing of a suitable size, I guess. That probably seems to help. And I'm not that brilliantly skilled when it comes to combat, as most people know, but I've been getting a bit better.
For shame.
I hope it wasn't Bob you were shooting at.
Apparently they fixed Bob. I don't know if there's any more Bobs in there. I do want to just quickly mention, by the way, for all of you people that are watching right now, make sure to stick around to the end of the stream, because we are going to do a couple of giveaways. So they got some free Elite Dangerous loot for 2 lucky people at the end of the stream. And if you stick around, we will make sure to get you in there. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to, you don't have to answer a skill testing question or anything like that. So, Obsidian Ant.
Thargoid at all?
What's that?
Yeah, any of you killed a Thargoid?
Oh no. I haven't even shot at one.
We refrain of shooting at them.
Yes.
I've got non-aggression to do it. Usually because I'm never flying a ship with guns on anyway, so.
Yeah, that's like I have like the default guns on my on my Diamondback Explorer. It's whatever it is, the 2 pulse lasers,
The 2 pew-pews.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm currently putting together a gunship to go and try and take one down. So getting the engineers.
Are you? Okay, kick him off the channel. Someone just drag him out of the green room.
A bunch of hippies.
Goddamn spaceship.
I have been accused of being un-American so many times for not wanting to blow these things up.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay, because like 90% of the people in here are from England anyhow, so
this is true.
They don't believe in guns.
Taking escape pods out to them. Have you tried that?
What's that? Yeah. Hitting them with your escape pod?
Escape pods, yeah, take them to the Thargoid. You've tried that.
I've been taking the meta alloys, but not escape pods. I'm not a monster, Obsidian. I might be a hippie, but I'm not a monster.
I'm curious if anyone has tried this, and I don't know if this would even work, because I don't know if this. I highly doubt it does any damage, but In Star Trek, you know, when they overload the warp core, it's like a massive explosion that causes an incredible amount of damage to everything around it. Could you self-destruct next to a Thargoid and kill it, or at least injure it? Shibuka has no idea what we're talking about, of course.
Self-destruct, you stop moving, and you got about 30 seconds before you blow up.
Yeah, so you'd have to sort of go, come on, come closer, come closer.
Well,
and
wait, no. What happens
really
if you take flight assist off and then start moving forward and then turn on your self-destruct? Does your ship just stop?
It stops.
Yeah.
Oh,
It just
come
stops you
on.
there. Yeah.
Come on
You can drop a
now.
bunch of metal alloys. Drop them around you. They'll all come
Yeah,
off.
like
They'll come pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Then self-destruct.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Hitting self-destruct is basically, it's a fail button. That's hitting self-destruct. That's what happens. It just stops you dead. There you go.
Obsidian, when you were at Frontier Frontier Expo, did anyone recognize you? Did you have people walk up to you? Oh my God, you're Obsidian Ant. Can I get a selfie with you?
I've got a lot of people recognising me. I don't really know how, considering I don't have my face on camera very often.
It's all from watching the Brocast. We put your picture up there a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think there's only
what happened is people were kind of asking to point me out to others.
Yeah, I think only on very few occasions you had your face in there, and like a very creative viewers, I think, could find your face somewhere in some pictures or something, but you never really showed it in one of your videos.
Yeah, I've been on a few times, but not a huge amount of time. So yeah, it kind of surprised me, but did get quite a lot of people coming up to me.
Well, you know, it kind of makes sense in a way, because Obsidian is so thorough with his news reports. He's got a lot of followers who like thorough news, so they'll be just as thorough, and they'll find pictures, and they'll be able to find him.
For those of you who have not seen Obsidian Ant, here once again is Obsidian Ant drinking from his flash mug, which I'm totally jealous of, by the way. Do you have like a collection of superhero mugs?
That one, I've got a Transformers mug on my desk as well.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Probably an original one.
Yeah,
Yes.
G1 Transformers.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's got to be
Excellent.
G1.
I have the original Voltron, you know, the 5 lions figurine. You can't see it, unfortunately, because the green screen is behind me, and my shelf with all my man toys are behind that. But that's one of my proud acquisitions. I've had it since my childhood, and somehow managed to hang on to that my entire life. I'd never let that one go.
Yeah.
And y'all are making me feel like a baby.
Well, you are kind of a baby.
I am not the youngest
sounds
one
great.
here, so.
Well, Greatest is a
You
real
kids.
baby.
Yeah, you kids, get off my lawn. I think Obsidian should have recorded that line for FDev and Obsidian Orbital.
Get out of my station!
You kids, get out of my station! Yeah. Get off my space lawn.
Get off my space lawn! Damn you! All right, let's see.
Help, I'm falling, I can't get up.
And so, when you went to Frontier Expo, what is your most memorable memory? What's your favorite memory from Frontier Expo?
Oh, a lot. So, it's brilliant meeting Scott Manley. I've been watching his videos for quite a long time, so to get the chance to meet him and spend a bunch of time with him was pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys hung out aside from the show floor?
We were in the same hotel, so that kind of helped him quite a bit on the show floor. So
where's the sexy music? Come on.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
This is the Brocast, guys. Come on.
Yes,
I swear to God, I'm getting that soundboard and I'm installing it. There would have been some sexy music playing there, Obsidian. I'm just saying.
I had a few minutes to chat with Scott as well, just before the big show day, and that was great pleasure because I used to watch like every single one of his Kerbal Space Program videos back in the day, and I learned so much from them. So that was absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
great videos. It was also great meeting a bunch of other people there. I mean, I met you there, didn't I? Great test. A bunch of other YouTubers. Bad News Baron was there from Twitch. DJ Knight.
You met Blamer Scorpius as well. He was there.
A lot of people, yeah.
Actually, Great Test, you had a question about Frontier as well. You want to go ahead with that one?
Which one? Sorry.
About the second stage.
Yeah, right. Did you have the chance to watch any of the second stage talks there, Mr. Ant?
Yeah, I saw the talk with Johnny Watts on the history of Frontier.
Nice, yeah, because I missed most of them. I watched a bit about the paleontology one, I think, but only in the green room, and the sound was turned off for the first, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, so I missed a bunch of that. I still hope they're gonna upload all these talks, because I'm very curious about, especially about that creating the galaxy one. That must have been very good. And the second stage was always completely filled, like there was a queue in front of the door.
I saw the one creating the universe as well. There was a camera in there at the back of the room, and they were filming it. So
they did say they recorded it. They just have to, you know, look through it and then upload it on the right channels. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll publish it not too far in the future.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see. They're both good talks.
Oh, did you meet the Yamix? Aquatic Borealis is asking that.
Yep.
Chat.
Mate, he's got his well, it's fun on his videos as well, isn't he?
he's got some very interesting videos.
He's out there, all right.
Well, I think we've all
kind of expecting someone from Frontier to come up and kind of punch him one, but good to see him.
Yeah, you know, they're very accepting, though. I mean, I know you've met them several times. Shabuk and I had the opportunity to meet them at PAX in Boston this past March, and they're great guys. I mean, like, you know, Zach jumps into the Brocast sometimes, and I'll be, like, criticizing Elite Dangerous hardcore, and Zach just jumps in, and then it's like, sorry, Zach, we still love you, and, you know... But I think that's important.
They're right about that, aren't they?
It's kind of important, though. You know, you can't improve on your game if nobody criticizes it. Of course, Yamix criticizes in a very colorful way, but that's really just his that's his thing, you know. So
well, and if nothing else, he is super authentic because he's just like that in real as well.
Oh, is he?
Fairly critical.
He's super direct.
I don't know if you guys in the chat have
his videos
seen...
are a work of love. That's the point.
Yeah.
He loves the game. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making all these videos. that's
and what he looks like is just so funny. Like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. He's got like dreadlocks, long blonde dreadlocks.
When I was watching one of the talks, he sat down behind me and talked for a few seconds. I don't think we realised who each other were. It wasn't until DJ Toothsayer pointed him out. Oh, it's Yamix. I was like, oh yeah, hello.
Well, you know,
Greytest
and myself have both done videos with Yamix already. I think it's your turn. Maybe we should get a.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I will warn you. I will warn you, because like you and I, we're both kind of like calm and we talk like, you know, we're documentary sort of style. And my video with Yamix was. I mean, it was a great video, but the contrast between our personalities is just so harsh. People are like, "Is that the voice in your head?" I imagine that you would probably be something similar. It's just so different styles, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah.
Same with a Scorpius video with him. It's the same contrast of styles. It works well having that
Scorpius did one
contrast.
with him too. Okay,
yeah.
awesome. I which one was that Scorp did?
It's definitely the Type 9. Come on, Josh.
The Type 9? I have to check it out. Oh, I haven't watched all of Yamic's videos. He puts a lot out, and usually I'm busy. And,
no, I'm just saying, the Scorpius is in love with the Type 9. Like, it's unnatural.
It's unnatural.
Absolutely.
Now we can play the sexy music. Come on.
What, for that? For unnatural T9?
Unnatural T9 love. Oh yeah. It's the unnatural T9 love with the Scorpius. Oh, that's great. Anyhow, moving right along, we have some more questions for you here, Obsidian Ant. You know, this is a question that I want to ask, but what is something that you think people would want to know about you?
Well, I think, tripping now. Quite a nervous person.
It's an odd question.
Haven't got a lot of confidence with things.
Yeah.
Something, you know, I'd like to let people know and never let it stop you from doing things. I mean, a few years ago, I never would have thought I'd videos and have so many people listen to me or watch me, because generally I'm not got a huge confidence in guess. So yeah, just has to stop you from doing things.
Yep.
Well,
that.
on that note, then, I think it's safe to say that you've probably gained a considerable amount of confidence from doing videos for 100,000 people, right?
Yeah, it has helped. Oh, yeah, it has helped. Still can be quite nervous, though.
It's a thing. It's quite a common thing I've found with a lot of the YouTube creators that I've chatted to with Elite. That there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, I'm not a very confident person. I don't know." But if you encourage people to start making videos, once they start making a few, they get some confidence and they carry on. I think, as far as we're concerned, YouTube Elite is like one big therapy session. All us people with shyness and confidence issues. That's what it is. That's what we're doing here. We're making these big.
It's a big therapy session.
But it's true for me. It's been a massive help, and I don't think I've got a huge amount of confidence when it comes to a lot of things, but I do a lot more than I would have done some years back. And then, there I am, 40, and still.
40? Really? 40?
I don't think, 40, 41.
Oh, there we go, 41. Okay. For a second there, I was like, wait a second. I know you think, you wish you were 40 again. I'm 40 years old. Like,
you kids get off my lawn.
I got you beat.
I'm 28, so
there's a lot more congratulations in chat for you there as well. Everyone's saying that they support you. Miguel Johnson's in the chat right now. Hey Miguel, how's it going? Here's a question I wanted to ask. What is the most frequently asked question that people ask you, and can you answer it now on the Brocast?
Yeah, people thing I often get asked is whether or not I do audiobooks or anything like that.
Yes,
and you know what? If I recall correctly, you made a hint to something about that like a year ago.
Yeah, it still hasn't got any further along, but it's still something I want to do. Basically audio related, music related.
Yeah,
let people know more when and if something happens on that.
The Elite Dangerous community is certainly a place where that could happen at some point, because we do have people like Miguel who make music. We do have the guys from HCS Voice Packs who, watch our content as well. They do interact with some of the content creators in Elite Dangerous. And, I mean, that's not far off of an audiobook to have a voice pack in the game, right?
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. Well, that's
something I'd like to do more of. So
I'd love to see, and I mentioned this in a previous video that I did just last week or the week before that when we were talking about the new Galnet audio. I said it would be really cool if you could get voice packs for that and change the voice so it's not your ship's computer reading it out. Of course, I don't know if that would even be possible.
Reading it out right now.
I think they would have to keep it as a robot voice because it's updated all the time, so they would literally have to put someone on
Cassandra would
payroll
slap
for
you
that.
for calling her a robot.
Okay, here.
There's a question in chat there. Booster says, "Where did the name Obsidian Ant come from?"
Oh,
yeah,
good question.
Actually, I was asked that at the Expo.
Elrock asked that earlier as well.
Yeah, nice. Basically, these sort of names come from signing up from various online games, online forums, places like that, and names are always taken, aren't they?
How can I ask you if I hope you can answer it without
hold on,
blushing.
we want to know where Obsidian Ant came from.
Yeah, from games, he said, right?
But no, one of the ways I've come up to get around the fact names always taken is just to use two random names, two random words, and stick them together.
Did you use like a generator for that? Was it like a website generator?
No, just could have been Obsidian Elephant, I guess, or
I'm picturing like a Family Guy thing, like when Peter Griffin's trying to pretend he's someone. What's your name? It's Peter Griffin. Come on, you guys have seen that Family Guy, right? Where he's trying to pretend like he's someone else.
Family Guy in
I'm thinking like Obsidian Ant's got like an obsidian, and then he saw an ant crawling, and he was like, "Oh, Obsidian Ant, there we go."
Obsidian Ant. That's pretty much how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a cool name. It's definitely original.
How far back was that? Like, how old is that name? Because I remember picking Greatest was at the very beginning of my sort of online gaming presence at all.
It does seem like a name.
2 years ago, you kid.
Oh, Trojan.
Turgeon who's been using Turgeon since 1999. Yeah.
Well, I've been Kabuka since my sister was 3, so that's 90.
Yeah, not bad.
Yes, just used it when I started the YouTube channel. So.
Grey Test has a
Oh,
question
fantastic.
about Distant Worlds. Let's quickly give a plug to Dr. Kai Aramis. Yes, my name is Joshua Hawkins. Just responding to Rav J in the chat there. Distant Worlds 2 was announced recently. Aramis and Dr. Kai are planning that for the end of next year. But Grey Test, you wanted to ask if?
I mean, yeah, keep going, Josh. I mean, yeah, of course the question is, are you gonna be part of that? Will we see videos live from some of the waypoints again from you? Because you could argue that that was what got me into this position pretty much, because I saw one of your videos and I had just started playing Elite Dangerous again back in the days. And I saw that news about that expedition going out there, and I decided to hop onto the train and try to catch up with the bunch, and I met them at like waypoint 8 or 9 or so.
Wow. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no, I definitely will be doing the same as what I did before. And like before, I don't know if I'm about to go the whole way. It does take a fair amount of time, although nowadays the jump ranges of the ships are a bit further, so it'd probably be a bit easier to keep up, depending on...
And I imagine they won't be going to Beagle Point this time either.
No, they might have a further route, but I'll definitely be there for the first few legs of the journey and making videos. In fact, enjoyed making the most. A bunch of people doing those with.
Busa is asking in chat, Commander Josh Hawkins, where did your name come from? Well, wrapping that. What in the popcorn. Jesus, something. Okay. There was some. Oh, thank you, Dougal Nissen. God, the name. There it is. Doug Nelson Dragonta Merv XV2. Thanks for the heart attack and the $5 donation. Jesus, that hasn't popped up in a while. I haven't seen that, so I didn't expect that to be there.
Yep, that was loud.
Yeah, it was loud. You heard it through my headphones, or did you guys hear it like?
My stream is muted, but people in chat are saying that was loud as well.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, it's a funny thing that Streamlabs, however it works, it's like you just put a link in there and then somehow it plays the sound. I don't know how it's playing the sound through OBS. It's strange, and there's no way for me to change it. So it is what it is. Anyhow, yeah, my name. The funny thing is, I used to use Venom back in like 1992 or 93. I don't even remember what year Ultima Online came out, when like online multiplayer games first sort of became a real thing. The name Venom was what I was using. And
God, that's how old I am, man.
Now you can't get Venom anymore because everyone takes Venom. But it's funny because my YouTube channel actually has the name Venom in it, which I have not been able to change, even though I have a custom YouTube channel now, Commander Josh Hawkins Elite. That's something that I've been meaning to email YouTube about and see if they could change that. Anyhow, Venom was my name, but yeah, Josh Hawkins. I'm that original. What can I say? So, questions for Obsidian Ant. Obsidian, I know you said you were going to stay for about an hour, or we're kind of at that 1 hour.
For longer, if that's okay, yeah. Okay. Have more questions, that's fine.
We do have a few more questions here, and then we'll look at some more of the questions. Greatess, how are we looking for chat questions? Do we have any in admin?
I think we pretty much asked all of them. I picked out of the chat.
Okay.
Right now I don't see any more. So if you guys have any more questions, please chuck them in chat. I will pick them out, and we will certainly try to get them answered.
Yeah. Any more questions? YouTube related questions, always cool. You know, if any of you guys out there are budding YouTubers and trying to get your YouTube videos out, we've answered quite a few questions. So if you're watching this after the fact, you know, you can, if you just jumped in, you can always go back after the show is finished and listen to some of the questions that we asked Obsidian Ant earlier. Obsidian Ant, who is, I mean, there are a lot of Elite Dangerous YouTubers, and I'm going to try to say, we'll keep it to the Elite Dangerous YouTubers, but if you have someone else in mind, then you can certainly tell us this as well. But here's a funny question. Who is a YouTuber who you think deserves a wider audience, and you can only choose one, so choose wisely.
Oh yeah, way to put a guy on the spot. Why don't you? I mean, come on.
Okay, here's a disclaimer. You cannot name
Keep it
any of the
fair.
three of us.
I was just about to say that. To keep it fair, I guess I can't name any of you.
Fair
Nope.
enough.
Jin Skooma would be one of them.
Yeah,
I think he's got
Skooma
quite
is
a
good.
subscribers, I think, as well, and he gets a fair amount of views. But he has absolutely fantastic videos.
Yeah, well, he's
He's
up
got this
against
series, Strange Worlds.
Yeah, Strange Worlds. He's up against it at the moment because he's worrying that he hasn't got the content to keep going. And I say, just keep going with what you're doing. It's cinematic. It's lovely. You've got good characterization there. Just keep going.
So he's got a great channel, great videos. So yeah, it'd be nice to see more of them. Hopefully he doesn't stop. But I know what it's like. It can get quite hard, can't it?
It certainly can.
Well,
you know,
I was actually saying bizarrely my videos just keep getting longer, but you
but people ask for that though. When I first started making videos, like my channel started off with exploring the Milky Way galaxy, which has kind of been shelved, not permanently but temporarily. It's certainly going to make a comeback at some point here in the future. But you know, that's it. People were like, hey, my first video was like 5 minutes. They're like, oh, can you make your video longer? I was like, yeah, I guess it would just take me like an extra day or two.
To make this 5-minute video,
right?
Yeah.
You want me to make a 15-minute one?
Yeah. So then, but that's it. You know, then it was 10 minutes, and then 15, and then I did a 20-minute video, and then I will say that like the worst damn video I ever made in my life was the freaking PAX blog or vlog that I made, which was a lot of fun, and I love watching it for myself to kind of get that recap of what happened at PAX. But it's like a 30-minute long video, and it took me like a week to edit it and cut it. So yeah, longer videos, no thanks. You know, ObsidianAnt's got it right. Like, you know, I do one video, it's like 10 minutes long, I cover everything. ObsidianAnt like breaks it down into like 5-minute videos for each topic. Like, that's the best way to do it. And you get more videos like that too. So, I mean, is that do you like doing that? Like, do you like breaking it down, doing like one topic per video? Do you find that's better for you or for your YouTube channel?
Well, no, not really. I guess I just find a subject and go with it. Sometimes I try and cover. Sometimes I'll do 2 different subjects in a video. I've done exploration ones. 4 minutes probably worth of exploration in the video, and then I'll transition to another account that's in the bubble and do a community goal or something like that. But I tend not to do those types very often. But like you say, you can spend absolutely hours doing exploration down to just a few seconds sometimes.
Exactly.
Now, I've sat there for three hours getting somewhere. I've got 30 seconds worth of footage now.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Well, my last video I think has about 50 gig of raw footage sitting on the drive somewhere that I've condensed into that episode.
Oh God, I've got 5 terabytes of space, and I think I have like 100 gigabytes left on my hard drive. I keep getting warnings saying, you're running out of space, you're running out of space. I tried to edit a video the other day, and when I was doing the preview and the playback on Premiere, it was like so choppy. I'm like, what's going on? I looked, I had 10 megabytes free on my drive. Trevor Colburn, thank you very much. He says, heart attack inbound. Been a huge fan of you since my entry into ED ages ago. Thanks so much for your hard work. You're very welcome. And that's not going to do the heart attack sound, unfortunately, but I think that's a super chat. The heart attack sound is...
I love how the smiley on the yellow background just looks like it looks like the cat from Alice in Wonderland.
The Cheshire cat, yeah. It's like blended right in. That's awesome.
And by the way, we do have some more questions in admin. If you want to pick any of those, feel free.
Let's take a look. Charles McManamy is a regular viewer of the Brocast, and I'm sure of Obsidian Ant as well. He says, what not announced feature would you most like to see in Elite Dangerous? Very good question.
I'd love to see either flying around in the atmosphere of gas giants or atmospheric planets themselves.
It is something to look out for, certainly. I just hope it won't take another 5 or 10 years till we finally see that.
You know, I have a question since we're
Horizons, but
we're talking about you know, atmospheres, and I brought up the topic of space legs in a last video, which was just because Zach went onto the forums and really addressed the topic of space. They're like, we are not going to see space legs. Like, we just want to make sure that everyone knows this is not something that we're doing. How important is space legs to you? I mean, is that a feature that you feel is an absolute must for Elite Dangerous to be, you know, complete, or can you, would you be happy without it?
I know it's something that a lot of people are very excited for, and I can see the appeal for it. I mean, getting out after you've landed at the station and perhaps going around and walking through those Orbis rings. I mean, they look pretty nice just from a distance, and there's... Yeah. But for me, it's not really something I'm worried about happening too soon. I'd rather it happen perhaps when the game, when we can get down onto more planets and with such things like that.
I agree.
Have you played Hellion yet?
Hellion, yes.
Yes. I mean, there's a game that does space legs very, very well. And my thoughts on space legs, I mean, honestly, I feel like right now everyone complains about the grind in Elite Dangerous and how long it takes to do anything, and you know, you want to meet up with your friends, it takes 45 minutes, and you know, everything is so long, it's so long. But the people that are, you know, like crying out for space legs, which believe me, I would love to see it as well, I don't know if they realize like how much longer everything is going to become at that point. You know, you're going to spend 45 minutes just walking around your ship before you even fly to the next system, and then, you know, you're going to walk around in the station to go talk to an NPC. It's going to take 10 minutes to walk, you know, get out of your ship and walk into the station. Like, do you feel that that would add or take away from the game?
If and when they do space legs, it's going to have to be different content to what's already in there. And by that I mean, when you outfit your ship, for example, I believe that would still have to be done from inside your ship. I wouldn't want to see having to get outside the ship and going around various shops finding tons of modules to bring them back to your ship. Frontier are going to have to get imaginative and give you different reasons to get outside your ship.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely agree.
It has to be Earth, wasn't it? Giving you functionality outside your ship that you could originally do from menus inside your ship, and for me that just doesn't work.
That's kind of where like Hellion has done space legs really well, because you have to go around, you have to like repair little modules on the ship by changing out these little parts. So it's a whole game in itself, walking around inside your station or going to the outside of the station to replace defective parts that wear out over time. Like, that's kind of what they would have to do, is the modules. And if they took that from Hellion and put that in Elite Dangerous, like, oh my god, then I would want space legs. You know, the individual modules on your ship, your shield generator, your landing gear could have individual components that you would have to go and manually take out and replace by floating around. And there was
that sounds like fun to you, but that sounds like tedious to me.
Oh gosh, I'd love that. Well, but then you go into a station if you don't want to do that. You land at a station and you just do your dock and repair, and you have your instant.
Nobody would do the space legs thing.
No, I don't think so. I think some people would want to do the space legs for the screenshots and for just the experience of going and repairing their ship. You know,
content creation would see.
I think that's exactly the reason why they're still holding off on that, because the opinions are very split, and I see both of your perspectives, but they have to find a proper way to implement it so it makes sense and it's compelling and it doesn't take away from the current, you know, gameplay the game has.
Yeah. Charles McManamy just said in chat, he said, what Josh describes could be used for engineering. That's kind of a cool idea, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they could go a long way with
not just watching bars.
Yeah. You want to upgrade your equipment? Okay, well, you have to find the components and then go to the module and just add those in manually, like you know, space legs yourself over there and pop those pieces in.
Yeah, if we could be actual like mechanics for our ships and upgrade things like that,
and have
like be the engineers ourselves, that would
exactly have like a skill that you can upgrade by doing it. And if you want to have like a certain very specific and very good upgrade, you still have to go to one of the special engineers for it. Could be something.
Lilicus says maybe a spacewalk to repair your reactor since AFMs can't touch it. Yeah, you could always think of like the things that your AFMs can't fix would need to be space-legged.
Yeah, anything that you can do from inside a ship now, really in FSF's best interest. You can't make that be like tied to space legs later.
Fair enough.
You want to go and hand paint your name on the outside of the ship.
That would be sweet. But then everybody would be flying around with
don't say
Yeah, they
it.
would.
Don't say it.
penis
We know what
out.
they would have on there.
I'd accept that because they've gone out there and manually painted it themselves, so that'd be fine.
Jeez. And you know, oh god, I completely lost my Thanks, Shibuka. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very
No,
much.
you don't.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Well, there goes my incredible question. Let's go back into the admin. There was some other questions in here. Oh, well, you know, Sinclair Research says... Ant...
Watch the stream. Just wait. Just go back a few minutes in the stream and watch it. You'll get
Sinclair Research says, Ant, what do you think of Star Citizen? Wrong question. Next. No,
that's a good question.
It is a good question because they do space legs as well. And before you answer that question, they have got a good functionality for space legs. You actually have to like load cargo manually into your ship, although I think a lot of people in Elite would flip out if you have to load up 9,000 tons of cargo into your T9 manually. That would not be fun. But yeah, so what do you think of Star Citizen?
Star Citizen. So
it's not an actual game. You might have heard of it before.
yeah, I think I've heard of it. And I was a day one backer of that before it even went to Kickstarter. They put it up on their own.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah. And,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so I backed it then, and
yeah, it was a case of backing one or the other.
Put it on a Kickstarter as well.
Didn't I tell you guys to kick him out already? Like Jesus.
No, come on, it's fair. Look, it was one or the other. For me, it was backing Elite or Star Citizen that I had to choose, and I chose Elite, and Ant obviously chose Star Citizen. But you know, it's just one of those things at the time. They were both around in Kickstarters. You had to back one.
Well, no, you could back both, but I mean, it's just I don't see the point in backing a game that has no release date. You know. Like
well, it had a release date
to be fair, back when it's a different point now to what it was when the original crowdfunding was released. It was released with its date. I can't remember what it was. Sometime in 2014 was the release date. I think originally, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were pushing to have the Squadron 42 out.
I believe Star Citizen had the same release date, more or less, sometime in 2014. So
allegedly, yeah.
From that point of view, back when the crowdfundings were initially released, they were both in the very same position. In fact, I'd argue that Star Citizen was showing more content at the time, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
They still are showing more content.
That come with the Elite logo, and that was it, didn't it, for the first few days?
It's a funny thing, really, because I think that they got hung up on the whole Star Marine thing, is where they literally, like, their whole game just stopped because they had so many bugs with the Star Marine that they had to focus on that. And, I mean, I get it, that's also a part of the game because you can go and like get out and start shooting people with your guns when you dock at a station, but you know, if that doesn't work, then the whole game doesn't work. But they never went past that, and it seems like the game is just not going anywhere, and it's so clunky and FPS-y. Like, it doesn't feel like a space game anymore. It feels like
I'm not a big fan of the flight model at all, though, either.
No,
really, at the moment.
Yeah,
that goes. But I've made a few videos on it, and when version 3 comes out, I'll make a load more videos.
I do like their
see what
planetary
version
landings.
B3 is like.
I think it's really cool that they have atmosphere planets right from the get-go. I mean, that's really nice.
Well, so did No Man's Sky.
Well, yeah.
No, it's...
I'm sorry, I did not mean to bring that up. I apologize. Let's
well,
change
you know
subjects.
what? No, let's not change subject. Let's talk about No Man's Sky. ObsidianAnt's played a decent amount of No Man's Sky, and I don't know if he's played since the updates that have come out, but I will say, in No Man's Sky's defense, and I know that's kind of weird coming from me, but
that is a sentence
No
you
Man's
should
Sky
never
has
begin with.
made incredible improvements to their game, and they are still continuing the development.
Yeah.
The original thought that the developers just took the money and then vanished is not true. They are still working on the game. They're releasing regular updates for it.
They should have just left it a year before releasing it, like we all thought at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look, a lot of game publishers are doing that now. You know, like, oh, sorry, game is delayed until blah 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 blah. Anyhow, what do you think of No Man's Sky, Obsidian? When's the last time you checked it out?
I liked it when it first came out, to be perfectly honest, even though there was a lot of stuff missing. I did get a lot of hate for putting the videos up every time I put
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all did.
I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, do it anyway. If you like the game, play it.
Yep, that's it. Well, that's
And
one of the
I was
hard things
I
about
was
being a
just gonna
YouTuber,
say,
right?
Star Citizen, coming back to the point, Star Citizen has a very different scope than Elite Dangerous, and also a different, development process and cycle, and different way to communicate with their community. So, yes, you can compare the two. Of course, you can compare everything you want, but I don't think it really makes sense to compare the two, because apart from the setting in space, they don't really share that much, actually, if you look closer.
Yeah, I mean, they're
You can compare
very, very different
Battlefield
games.
GTA if you're going to go to extremes, can't you? They both got guns and running around and
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
guns.
true.
yeah.
But no, I played it when the recent update come out. I like that, and I think they've added a lot to it. I mean, I deleted my save to get the feel of where it's at now, and I think it's in a pretty good place. Not convinced it's worth full price. Get it on sale, then
Well, that was
Yeah,
like
that
the
was,
main
that was my
criticism
thing.
of the game.
That's
Like,
the thing that I didn't like about it, is it
Yeah.
should have been a like $30,
30
£30 game
sure.
at release.
sure, $30.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think, considering, I don't know how many hours you spent in it, Shubuka. I spent quite a bit. I know Turgeon spent quite a bit. Obsidian Ant, I don't know how many hours you spent in it, but, if you look at some games that, I mean, like, I just bought Fallout 4 a couple weeks ago. I've played it maybe 1 hour, and I paid $70 for it, and I don't know if I'll ever go back and play it again, to be honest. I just wanted to say,
my
hey, I
gosh.
own Fallout 4 and played it. But, No Man's Sky, I put a considerable amount of hours into that, so I almost feel like I got my money's worth, but I still agree that it should have been cheaper when it came out. It wasn't a complete game, wasn't everything that they advertised. Obsidian Ant, here's a interesting question for you. If you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
Ooh. I think it would be whichever astronaut's up on the space station at the moment.
Ah, good call.
Ah, yes. Good answer.
That is
Yeah.
a good answer, yeah.
Because of space, and two, just love to look down at Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
that view of Earth from up there is so stunning, and seeing that in person must just be
Yeah.
mind-boggling.
I would make a suggestion. Start putting your YouTube money away, because in around 15 years, you'll be able to buy a ticket up to space on, what is it,
True.
Space One, or, oh, God. I mean, like,
Virgin
that's
Galactic?
Virgin Galactic? Oh, please, send me to space.
There's up and coming options. Hopefully, it'd be a great time. Love to go up there.
Virgin and Galactic, by the way, are two words that arouse Josh Hawkins.
Let's get some music for that. Virgin Galactic. Oh, yeah.
No, sorry, Greg.
Thank you, Turgeon. Thank you, Turgeon.
I saw you showing off a PlayStation 4 controller on your live stream. It got me curious. What other consoles do you have there? Obviously, you have a PS4. Or do you just have the controller?
Yeah,
Just a controller, it's
just
good for
wave that
showing
about.
I've got a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Uh-huh.
And that's it.
Is that where you were playing GTA 5?
That was on the Xbox 360, I believe. Which
Oh,
I don't have anymore.
yeah.
It's still going back a while, isn't it? 2013 or so. I think,
Funny
isn't it?
story. Speaking of GTA 5 and Xbox 360s, I mentioned Fallout 4 before. I bought that with store credit from EB Games because I traded in my Xbox 360 and about 50 games, and I got like $160 store credit. So I bought Fallout 4, and the funny thing is, I bought GTA 5, and I actually bought 2 copies of GTA 5 for the Xbox 360 because I had 2 consoles, and it was like, so we can play multiplayer. And in the same house. And of course, literally like 2 weeks after GTA 5 came out, the Xbox One came out, and I went and bought an Xbox One, and then I don't think I ever touched my 360 ever again. So that game was a complete waste. And then they said, oh, we're going to release GTA 5 on Xbox One. I was like, why do I want to pay another $70 for that game, even though it is a lot of fun? Is it worth revisiting now, though? Because like they've got tons of expansions for it, right?
GTA Online does.
I don't know. I never played it online a huge amount, but there's a lot of new online content for it.
Well, they had just put out, I think, heists when I had stopped playing the game, and I never actually got to participate in those. But that looked pretty cool. Like, you know,
They're cool if you have a big group of people to play with.
Yeah. Well, again, Brocast After Dark, GTA 5 heists, or whatever expansion they have now. If you want to see us do that, leave some comments, let us know. Hashtag GTA 5. And very quickly, let me just throw this out there. If you're just joining in right now, my name's Commander Josh Hawkins. I am joined by Commanders Shibuka.
Hello there.
Raytest.
Helonium.
Turgeon Starstone.
Who? What?
And we have Commander Obsidian Ant as well joining us today.
Hello there. Hi.
You are watching the Brocast. This is a live show. As you can see, we are not actually playing the game today, but I left you a very nice background of Obsidian Orbital, hoping to hear Obsidian Ant's voice come through the comms, which we haven't heard yet. At least I haven't. Anyone else in the stream heard it? Please let me know. Brocast is live every Sunday from 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 8 p.m. BST till 10 p.m. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment if you're watching it after the fact. Let me know what you think of the show. If there's any questions for Obsidian Ant, well, you can throw them into the comments, and we'll try to toss this over to him. We've gone through quite a bit already. We were possibly going to be doing some gameplay, but from the looks of it, it looks like we might just be talking and having a good time. So I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. And I see there's like 340, 350 people in here. So let's get some more questions for Obsidian Ant. If you have any more, quickly put them in the chat, and we'll be giving away a couple of things at the end of the stream. So stick around. We got some free Elite Dangerous loot going to a couple of people at the end of the stream. All right. I had a couple of more questions for you here. This is something that I would like to know because, you know, I'm nowhere near 100,000 subscribers, but I do feel that YouTube has had a big impact on my life at, you know, just around 10,000 subscribers now. How do you feel that YouTube has changed your life since you've done it, or since you started?
Oh, in a huge amount of ways. Goes back to what I was saying about nervousness and lack of confidence. That's had a massive boost. So all the people I've got to meet since then, a lot of people through the game and through YouTube get to talk with you guys and come on shows like this, and that's all loads and loads of things, and including, you know, quite big things like getting involved in some of the voice packs. I did one with HCS voice packs, Echoes from the Hold, which was a charity pack we did.
That's right.
Yeah, and I went down and got to meet Tom Baker. Was down there as well from BBC.
That on its own is enough, yeah.
Yeah.
The Tom Baker, the man whose voice everyone wants in polls, actually, as it turns out.
Funny guy. He's really funny.
Yeah. Yes.
There is an excellent question in the chat right now from Random Alacarm. He says, what shampoo do you use?
What shampoo do I use? Use Dr. Organic shampoo.
It's not shampoo, it's polish.
Paul.
No, I like Spatula's question.
Yeah.
Spatula's question. Mr. Ant, is it true that you can lift objects up to 50 times your body size?
I really shouldn't have used Obsidian Ant for my secret identity, should I?
No, probably not, no.
It's funny that you talk about your secret identity. We didn't want to get into too many personal questions with you, and I see a lot of people are like, what does Obsidian Ant do for a living? And I know that's not really a question that we want to ask you, but we were speculating before the show as to what you might do for a living. and we had some very interesting ideas, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I think the most popular one is that you were what was it? What was it? Like one of those elite forces, special forces. So, and that's like your code name is Obsidian Ant.
Obsidian Ant. Yeah. That's right. No comment, you see.
I'm afraid.
But we do have another question here. Let's see. Well, Miguel Johnson says pineapple on pizza or no. That's
the plater question.
Oh God, pineapple on pizza or no, Obsidian?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, good. You see,
it's all right.
Plater.
It's
yeah,
all right.
Plater's wrong. Plater's wrong.
Oh no. Why would anyone
this is
want
an
to put
ongoing.
I don't even understand that. I mean, pineapple's
you're in the Plater
okay.
camp, are you, Hawkins?
Oh, pineapple's okay on its own. You know, kinda. Pineapple juice is good, but pineapple on pizza, really?
Pineapple and Italian sausage is one of the greatest pizzas ever.
Yeah, it's like
pineapple
having...
the other day.
Yeah.
You know, you get that burning sensation you get from neat pineapple, raw pineapple.
Yeah.
That's because the enzymes in the pineapple is digesting the tissues of your mouth.
Yeah.
Well, that's settling.
Pears can do the same thing.
I'm never eating pineapple again.
Yeah, pineapple.
You are not eating pineapple. The pineapple is eating you.
Yeah, in Soviet Russia, pineapple eats you. No, it's
I think we've killed Gray.
Oh God.
So some handmade sausages, with pork sausages with bits of apple in. They're good as well. Same deal. That's nice. Pineapple on pizza, yeah.
Charles McManamy says, Josh, quick poll time. What's the quick poll? What do we want to put in there? Oh, for everyone, pineapple or pizza. I guess we could do that.
It's Plater's turf.
Wasn't there a way to put a poll right into the YouTube chat? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, there's Scorp says Plater doesn't even like tea. He's a fake Brit.
Well, does blackberry currant count as real British tea?
It's tea-ish. It's not tea so filthy strong can stand spoon up in it like proper builders. But it's still tea. Like you get on the A1 at Scotch Corner or something in a beaten up enamel mug, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
that's a cup of tea.
Here, you know what? Let's do this in the chat. I'm not gonna make a poll. I'm just gonna ask you guys to put in #pineapple or #no way. Okay, I want to see #pineapple or #no way in the chat right now, and we'll just get a general idea of how many people. And while we do that, let's ask this question, because this is another question. One of the questions I had to ask you was, what's one of the hardest parts of having a YouTube channel? But then somebody else just asked in the chat, does your wife like gaming? And that really kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
It can do. Yeah. So YouTube, trying the amount of time you're going to spend into it.
Yeah. It
takes a lot of time away from the family. It can.
Great test. If you can.
My wife is gaming.
I'm trying to gauge it right now.
Yeah, try to gauge that.
It seems to be leaning towards no way, but it's super hard to tell.
Oh no! Many more pineapples. Many more pineapples.
Dante UK's got the pineapples right in there. Now. Anyway,
yes, you're saying, Mr. Ant.
Yeah, she doesn't play Elite, but she does play a bunch of other games. She likes World of Warcraft.
Oh,
I have lost a large part of my life in that game.
I think everyone here has.
Well, nope, a lot of the ladies like the role-play games. That's the thing.
Yeah, my wife particularly enjoyed Star Wars: The Old Republic.
That's funny that you say. Well, that was a great game too, by the way, Shibuka. But it's funny that you say World of Warcraft. I was talking to my buddy the other day, and I was like, I'd love to get my girl into some video games, but I don't know. She was asking about Elite Dangerous, and I was like, it's really hard to set up another station. I only have one computer, but imagine like 2 stations with Elite Dangerous, the HOTAS set up, and all of that. And he goes, dude, just get World of Warcraft. Done. There you go. It's like, Really? It's like girls will play World of Warcraft. And I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time since I played World of Warcraft, but why do women like World of Warcraft so much? I mean, what's the deal with it nowadays? Is it just that? Is it? I don't want to say easy and that girls can only play easy games, but
no, it's like I say, it's the role play environment.
is it the role?
My wife enjoyed making a character more than actually playing the game.
It's the same as. Well, my ex was, she was a bit odd in that regard because we played a lot of City of Heroes. I spent all of my time making characters in City of Heroes, and she just sort of chucked some random costume on one and went around killing things. Yeah, so it's like the opposite of what most lasses do.
You know, let's put this out there to the people in chat as well. If you are, well, whether you're a guy or a girl, your partner, what video game does your partner like to play? And if you're married and you have a wife, what does your wife play? Let's
it's probably The Sims.
The Sims, yeah, that's a popular one too. Girls love The Sims. Someone earlier said Second Life. He said, did he say my ex-wife? My ex-wife loves Second Life too much. I will say I got sucked into Second Life for a long time, but I'm a builder. I loved it. I got in there. I didn't even play the game, except I just built stuff. Okay, let's see. Minecraft, WoW, Sims, PlanetSide 2, Nazi Zombies, Candy Crush, GTA 5, Sims, Tomb Raider, Candy Crush. Yeah,
Candy Crush does not count.
Well, it's a game.
Yeah, that's...
Final Fantasy 14.
Mobile games don't count.
Wife likes Mario. Annie Mario. Sims. A lot of Sims. You're right. Mine plays...
I want to pose another question to Mr. Ant. Camera DK asked way back, what is your favorite ship? And the other question that kind of ties into that, do you own any other ships than the Asp X?
Pick me. I know. I got this trivia from his live stream. I know your favorite ship.
Go on.
The Cobra.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I love the Cobra.
Which I've never flown before either.
So, Mr. Ant, did you get Horizons early enough to get the Cobra Mark IV?
But I don't play the Cobra Mark IV.
No.
Terrible shit.
End of conversation.
All right, fair enough.
I've got a bunch of other ships. I've got a gunship. You'll see me using that more. Coming up with some videos with the Thargoids. I've got an Anaconda, which isn't fixed yet. I've got a Beluga. Smaller ships, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but those are the ones I use the most.
Paul, sorry, a little change of topic. Paul Henty just put his Candy Crush level. He said, Candy Crush level 2,268. Any Candy Crush people out there, let's see your levels. Be honest now. I want to know.
Oh, God.
I've never played Candy Crush.
Candy what? Never heard of it.
Don't worry about it.
But it's funny because, like, I've actually had people tell me, like, oh, dude, you should play Candy Crush. It's so cool. There's Shibuka with
what
his
we'd call
non-gamers.
These are non-gamers.
Yeah. What game do you play? I play Candy Crush. No. You know, and I've heard people compare it to Tetris, and no offense to Candy Crush, but it is not Tetris, okay?
Tetris is a special because it's like it holds this unattainable. It's like in the same category as like Pong. Like it's a game.
Or Original Elite, in fact.
Yeah,
Original Elite.
Yeah.
Where did you first play Tetris? That's what I want to know in chat. Where did you first play Tetris? I played it on the original Game Boy.
Original Game Boy.
Yeah. Obsidian, did you play Tetris? Did you have a Game Boy?
Yeah, I had a Game Boy and played Tetris.
You did not have a Game Boy?
Yeah, I did have a Game Boy.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I did have Tetris. My wife played it loads of time.
Ah.
She was young. I know she had a Game Boy and she played that a lot. And she's always played Tetris and she's always been really good at it.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of inherited the big gray Game Boy brick from my parents, including Tetris.
The big Game Boy brick, right? Because that you would only think it's a giant brick because you're born in the 90s.
Exactly, because I then proceeded to have like all the newer generations of Game Boy, and I played so much Pokemon on those.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Second favorite game on the Game Boy? Final Fantasy 7, 4. I don't remember which one it was on the Game Boy that I played now. It was a Final Fantasy game. You guys?
Whichever Metal Gear was on the Game Boy. I think it was the second one. It was on the Game Boy.
Metal Gear was on the Game Boy?
Metroid.
Yeah, they had a
Metroid.
Game Boy game.
Yeah, Metroid.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
I had Driver for the Game Boy. That was really good too.
Funny, when I think back, before Game Boy, there was a particular electronic game that I don't know if maybe someone could remember what it was. It looked kind of like, almost like a telephone. Now, when I say telephone, only the older generation, the people that are like around 40-ish will remember what I mean. Telephone, big telephones, not small telephones, but it was like a big red telephones. It was like a big red telephone, and it had a series like 9 3x3 buttons that lit up red, and there were different codes and stuff you would have to press on that, and it was like a big red telephone. If anyone remembers,
like a Bop It.
Huh?
Bop It. I'm just kidding.
No, not a Bop It. Binatone? No, I don't remember what the heck it was called, but I wanted one of those so bad. What's this? News from Canon. The INRA base on HIP 15329 mentioned another base on Alnath A2AA. Let the beige patrol begin.
How did it mention another base?
Ant, run
Merlin.
off video. Quick.
Oh, I think it could have been Merlin. Maybe it was like a memory game, I think, and you had to
yeah, that would. Well, there was a Simon Says one, there was a Merlin one, yeah, those kind of things.
I think it may have been Merlin. You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Someone in chat, tell me how they found the under INRA base. I will go there right now.
It's the Merlin from 1978. Holy crap!
Wow.
Thank you. A bunch of people recognize that. See, I thought it would only be the older generation. I'll put a picture of it so people could know what the heck I'm talking about. You were talking about a big brick. The Game Boy was a big brick. You see the size of this thing. It was like twice the size of a Game Boy.
Look at the size of it.
Mm.
Oh my god. From Parker Brothers. And what did they call it? A handheld computer?
I think portable is probably the kindest thing to say about it.
I think Atari 2600 was my first proper thing. We had a Pong machine. It was a single unit that had paddles on either side of it. But yeah, it was the Atari 2600 console. That was my first proper thing.
There
Let
it
me
is.
ask another question in the meanwhile for Obsidian, so he's not unoccupied here in the meanwhile. Spaceman Denny asked the question, what new game are you waiting for, or are you waiting to try in the future, like current maybe beta games or something that's just been announced that isn't really out yet?
Mikey, now I've got to think.
There's really nothing good coming up, unfortunately.
Really big game. I used to play a lot of different games, but as the years have gone on, I just play less and less. Obviously, play Elite. I love the Total War game, so that was one I was really waiting for. Warhammer. Total War, Warhammer 2.
Oh, what about Vermintide? Have you seen that one? That's isn't that a Warhammer game? I think I remember seeing it's like a 4-player co-op, and you have like 4 roles. There's like tank, mage, rogue. I don't remember what.
I think from gameplay mechanics, it's similar to Left 4 Dead.
Yes, exactly, and it looks really cool actually. Like if you like playing sort of like the.
But that's not like new. That's been out for like a year now, isn't it?
Has it?
It'd be more than that. Yeah, it might be more than that actually.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Oh, Balrog's saying best arcade game, Obsidian.
Yeah, just finish the other question though. In terms of upcoming games, I'm looking forward to Dual Universe.
Oh yeah,
Which
that'll be
one?
fun.
I like
Dual Universe.
I haven't even heard of that one. What is that?
Oh yes, you have. You've just
Space
forgotten.
You'll recognise it. If
You have
see
heard of it, yeah.
Dual Universe?
Oh, and Battlescape as well. Battlescape, whatever they call it now. It used to be Battlescape Infinity.
Oh yes, that's right. Because they've got. I keep getting updates for that because I backed that one as well. Yeah.
no idea when they're coming in. But
No, well, it's 2 or 3 guys, really, isn't it? Just working on that one on Battlescape. But they are chipping away at it, and that will be definitely worth a look when it's
those
sorted.
planets on that, they look great.
They do. They look gorgeous. They always did. I remember the tech demos years
I
ago.
got to play that back whenever that came
Yeah.
out, about 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
The software release, I played that, and
Yeah, very pretty stuff. Yeah, we're gonna proper look at that one next one.
best arcade game.
Yeah,
Mm.
best
You
arcade
asked?
game.
Best arcade game, yeah, in your opinion.
Arcade game. That's probably be R-Type, the first one.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
That's a classic
I do as well.
arcade-style game.
Even I played that on my PlayStation 2.
And you know what?
I think
But
I
it
spent
should-
a lot of lunch times at school playing Dig Dug in the local arcade that I shouldn't have done. I should have been at school. But
Yeah.
lunchtime, bunk off at the local arcade. Dig Dug.
I'm trying to remember the name of it now. The one with the paddle on the bottom. Brick Breaker, or it had a different name.
Well, Breakout.
Breakout? But it had
Breakout, yeah.
Breakout,
Was
yeah.
that the original name for it?
Yeah, that was the original. The original cabinets had
Arkanoid.
it was
Arkanoid.
it was-
Arkanoid.
Yeah, Arkanoid,
Yes,
yeah.
thank you.
But the
That's
original
it.
cabinets just had a white display that had like coloured cells stuck to the monitor on
Yeah.
the bricks at the top, so that it looked like it was in colour.
That was that game. Oh my god, I was addicted to that game. Same thing, just go to the arcade at lunchtime.
Okay, good question here. I think we can all geek out over. Belrock UK asked, Obsidian, best stellar phenomenon you would like to see in the upcoming release?
Oh, yes.
Ooh, yeah. I got
That's
some
a
good
future
ideas
one.
there.
I want to see
Just everything you want to see.
accretion discs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Big one.
That would
Property
require.
Tories.
Yeah, that's going to require some reworking of the mechanics of black holes, though, because Shabook in your vape.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all I like. Accretion discs. Yeah, I mean, like, if they keep black holes the way that they are right now and they add accretion discs, it wouldn't really make sense, because the accretion discs actually are superheated gas around black holes, right? Unless you mean accretion discs around like forming stars, like new stars.
Well, it'd have to be black holes that are near stars, wouldn't it? So they could draw the matter from a star. But
Right.
That would be a sight.
if you look around,
Watching matter sucked into a black hole. Ooh, yes, have that. We'll have that one.
It's too bad, really, that the black holes right now really aren't at all dangerous. I mean, I think that's actually, neutron stars are dangerous. Why are black holes so passive? I mean, that is literally the most dangerous thing in the universe, are black holes. So why can we just fly right up to them right now without any penalty or consequence? I think
else I'd really like to see, and I don't know if they'd actually go this far, because it probably needs a complete rework of Stellar Forge. But obviously, wherever you go in the... Oh, excuse me. Just got to clear my throat. What about that? All the planets are already formed, aren't they? But in our real galaxy, there's process of being formed, still stars in the process of being formed. I'd love to go to places where you can see star systems in early development, or ones over on the opposite end.
Protoplanetary disks with stars forming and planets in the process of forming. I mean, that would basically just be like a incredibly huge asteroid belt around a newborn star with like protoplanets inside the belt. Be very interesting.
But not even going that far, like even in our own solar system. I mean, we're currently still learning about that. I would love to see comets. People in chat mentioned that as well, like proper comets with a tail you could maybe fly through, get some materials from even maybe. And also, I think Scott Manley just recently put out a video about Haumea. It's like an outer belt object. That is like a very, very weird shaped planetoid thing, even
Shaped like a
about the
football.
size of Pluto even. So it's not that small. but we just recently learned more about it and how it actually looks and what it does, basically. So something like that, seeing it in the game, maybe even being able to touch down on it, even though you wouldn't probably be able to properly land on it, would be awesome.
For exploration, I think what they would, and I'm sure Stellar Forge can probably handle this, but when we scan a star system, you drop into a new star system, you scan it, you get the planets that are within whatever light seconds of the star. And I'm glad you brought up Haumea, because this is related to that. The Oort cloud, which is beyond Pluto, and all of these trans-Neptunian objects that we have in our own solar system, these literally planets that are out beyond Pluto that we just don't even know are there, would really create a fantastic opportunity for people who want to do exploration, and they wouldn't even have to go far in order to do that, because in almost any star system you're going to have sort of like an Oort cloud layer, so to speak, with many objects in there, but they wouldn't be picked up by your basic scanners or even the advanced scanners. You would need to have a specialty scanner to scan beyond a certain distance, and then, you know, go out and fly to these objects and find them. And this is where you could find like rare, like Haumea-shaped planets and planetoids and, you know, ice worlds and stuff that are beyond normal scanner range. And you could do that in your own backyard in the game. It would be a very interesting mechanic for explorers. How about Turgeon?
What? No. Yeah, we're just chatting away in chat here.
Yeah.
You carry on, don't mind
breaking
us.
up at the Roche limit. Yeah, but I don't know if they fixed that in Stellar Forge or not, but there's already tons of planets that are like way too close to each other right now.
I want to see them sort of slowly breaking up and pulling apart, you know.
Way too close to each other. Rory Clegg, yeah, it seems like there's a lot of systems should have hundreds of TNO-like bodies. Sol has some of them. Other systems should too. Absolutely. Okay, very quickly, best 3 USMC has asked this several times in chat. Let's just quickly address this one, and then we'll do our giveaways. He says, I have a question for ObsidianAnt. How long do you think it will be before we see space legs, or will it never come? Can Elite survive that long?
We kind of touched on it before.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of.
How long before you think we see space legs in the game?
Next year, is it? So it looks to me like they're working more towards stuff with planets and other types of game mechanics.
I'm very confident in saying it's not going to be next year.
No, definitely not.
Very confident. Probably not even the year after.
Yeah,
I do hope to.
If it comes.
I do hope to finally see proper atmospheres and actual lived planets with proper life and vegetation in the year after next year. But space legs probably even further out.
I'll make a prediction and say that whenever Star Citizen finally comes out, if we haven't got space legs in Elite by then, we will get them very, very soon afterwards. That's my prediction.
And okay, one last question that I have for Obsidian. Would you like to see base building, a la a Planet Coaster style building, but in Elite Dangerous, where you can like haul materials and create your own little home base on a planet surface or in space?
Well, maybe not necessarily to that scale, and I'd definitely like to be able to see mining outposts and things like that. I mean, in Elite 2, you could leave mining drones behind servers of planets. I'd love to see things like that, and maybe set a little mining outpost out.
Oh, there's an idea I want to throw out there, like even make a little bit of gameplay around setting up such a mining outpost, maybe managing different modules for different types of extraction you want to do if you want to gather different materials, you know?
Yeah, if you think about it, wherever we go on planets now and you find a POI, you find one of these little illegal mining facilities. It's a little automated.
That's what I mean.
Why can't you plant one of them
can't we
yourself?
set one of those up? That's
not,
exactly what I mean.
It's not that far off the old MB4 mining machines that, like Obsidian was just saying, that you used to have in Elite 2. You used to plonk them down on a planet, fly away, come back and they'd
Come
mine
back later.
materials, and you
Yeah.
scoop them out and
Yeah.
head off.
And
Yeah,
then
come back with a
you'd
large
have
Ship
to
traps and load it all up.
And then you'd have to buy defenses for it, because if another player found
Yeah,
it, and
little
this would
skimmers,
add like
yeah.
a thing for piracy, you'd have to have a specialized scanner to find
mean-
surface bases, and you can go and steal their resurces. But hey,
Yeah.
listen, we can't get into this too much
Oh yeah,
right
we
now.
are. We're getting.
We're gonna
5
do the
minutes.
first giveaway right now. The first giveaway is gonna be for Turgeon. What was it? The clothing set? What do you call it?
Yeah, there's turncoat and scoundrel.
The turncoat and scoundrel.
They're the 2
outfits.
different types of jackets. Yeah, outfits. Yeah, the full outfits.
It's one package for the two. Do you get
no,
anything
no.
else? No.
No. It's separate packages. So
they're-
pick one yourself.
They're separate
Just
packages.
pick
Okay, so
one,
we will let the winner
on the
pick
spot, pick one.
the one that they want. Okay, so in order to get this, in honor of Obsidian Ant, who's been our wonderful guest for the entire show, let's show a little bit of love. I want to see hashtag 100,000 in the chat. Go ahead and hashtag 100,000. And please don't do it more than once, because you know what? Just to, never mind. It's going to be too late. They're going to start popping up in a second. Slow mode is on, so you can't really do it more than once anyhow. We're going to give you guys about 30 seconds to put that hashtag 100,000 in the chat. And when we get that done, we'll have Obsidian Ant go ahead and grab one random one out of there for the winner. Okay, Obsidian Ant? There they go.
If he does have the chat open.
I can see it now. I've been watching the chat.
Yeah, he's been
Excellent.
watching the chat. All right, we'll give them 30 seconds or so, because the slow chat is on. They can't really put in 2 times hashtag 100,000 anyhow. But
I still should put one of the game show countdown clock things on this soundboard.
like the what is it? Yeah, Jeopardy sounds. All right,
get a Jeopardy
let's
sound.
give 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Stop. I'm gonna put stop right now. Stop in the chat.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Quick stop.
There we go. Okay, Obsidian Ant, why don't you go ahead and scroll through the list there and grab out a random name. Let us know who you got.
Or Lizard King.
Lizard King. There we go. Best 3 USMCs asking the same question over and over. I think he's a bot. I think that's like the 4th time his questions pop up. We answered your question. Okay, so Lizard King, there we go. Lizard King, we will need you to get in touch with us. If you're in the game, you can send, or what am I talking about? Get on our Discord, which is in the description of the video, and you will have to send a message to one of us. Put your message in the bro bar. And PM one of us so that we can get your contact information and send you another one, or send you out your gift, and we'll get some stuff from you. Next, what was the other thing we're giving out? Oh, right, we are giving out the colored lasers, colored weapons. So you'll get to pick the color of your choice, and we're gonna give that away right now. There's the Brocast Discord in the chat, of course. So Lizard King, make sure that you click on the Brocast Discord, get in there, and then send us a PM with your contact information. And one more giveaway. Hey, J Funky, hold on, buddy. You got one more giveaway. For the next giveaway, let's get what should we put in the chat? I'll let Obsidian Ant choose. What do you want to put in the chat?
Pew pew. Oh, my bad.
Saw something in the chat a bit early on with Josh Hawkins in a mankini.
Yes.
Very well
Oh
spotted.
yes.
Oh, right. So Josh Hawkins in a mankini in the chat. Let's go ahead and spam the chat with that.
Yeah. Hawkini, you want to see
Hawkini.
that, don't you? Yeah.
They all want to see that. I don't know what's wrong with these people.
I don't know either. I've seen it, and it is.
I'm having Borat all over again.
I
No.
you. Thank you.
Ugh.
Hawkini, Josh Hawkins in a mankini. This is going to take a little while longer because they have to type it out. But...
There it goes.
Oh God, my eyes.
Yeah.
Pretty
Jeez, my
much.
chair almost fell down. All right, we'll give that another 30 seconds or so. Thank you for that, Obsidian Ants. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
This is what I get for sending my subscribers to your channel, right? Okay.
Yeah. You want a whole minute of people wanting to see you in a mankini. I mean,
No, I think we
All
should
right,
cut it
it's-
short now.
It's tapering down. All
How
right,
could that-
3,
oh, yeah.
2, 1, and stop. Oh yeah.
No,
Josh
Turgeon,
Hawkins
no,
in a
Turgeon.
man
Oh,
We've been on the
yeah.
same page all day.
All right.
What's happened?
Bar says, I don't want to win.
Obsidian Ant, I'll let you go ahead and pick one from there as well for the second one, and let's get a random name out of there.
So, Josh Hawkins in a
Oh
mankini.
my god, you can't be serious.
Have you got a name for us?
Who, me?
Or
Yeah,
you
just
gotta
grab
pick the other name.
Grab some poor soul who said Josh Hawkins in a mankini. Forced him
Man
to say it.
2008.
Which one?
X-Man 2008.
X-Man 2008.
He's a regular.
Yeah, X-Man's a regular. All right, congratulations! Woo! Cheers! Applause! Turgeon!
I'm so sorry, X-Man.
Soundboard.
Yeah, sorry you had to go through that.
So sorry, guys. All right, and that is pretty much going to wrap up the show. So let's do a little outro here. Obsidian Ant, thank you so much for being our guest on the show again. This is the
Very welcome. Thanks for having me on.
third time you've been on here. Again, very big congratulations, everyone. Let's get some big congratulations once more for Obsidian Ant for breaking that 100,000 subscriber mark and getting a silver button. If you enjoyed the show, let's increase my subscriber count. Go ahead and hit the sub button, turn on notifications so you know when we're going on next, because we'll be back on next Sunday at 3 p.m. and you don't want to miss the show. Turgeon, Greatest, Shibuka, as always.
Also, before we cut off, I want to also extend a personal thank you to Obsidian Ant for, doing all this for the Elite Dangerous community in general.
Absolutely.
And always being there for smaller creators to give them a little shout out or just to mention them, which always helps out. And I really look forward to seeing you again, hopefully next year at FX, maybe earlier. We'll see. Maybe the other bros will be able to join us then as well. So that's going to be good.
I hope so. Turgeon, could we get a little Brobar or Brocast music here?
Of course you can, sir. Of course.
Thank you.
Where I left it.
The long one. The long one.
There you go. The long one.
For all of you who are still left in the chat, X-Man 2008, Lizard King, congratulations on your wins. Obsidian Ant, thank you very much for joining. And to my other co-hosts, of course, you guys are always a pleasure. And just want to say, if you haven't done so already, check out the other Brocast videos that are going to pop up over here. If you want to leave us a comment or a message in the chat if you're watching this after, go ahead and do so. And we will see you guys next Sunday at 3 p.m. This is Commander Josh Hawkins signing off.